Something I notice is a lot of people say there are no tops, all the tops are gone. And that makes me wonder, how is everybody a bottom? Because bottoming takes a lot of energy. It's a very vulnerable position, in my opinion. Now, I think you can find power in that role for sure. I mean, you're making dudes feel pleasure from, your body or whatever. And in a way, guys get weak when they're about to, like, let it out. So there is a power in it. And you are the gateway to penetration. So I get there's power in that, but then I wonder, they say there's no tops, but how is everybody a bottom? Because bottoming is a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort and one to get ready, and two, like I say, it's a vulnerable position. I won't paint a picture for you. I think we all know what entails with it. I realize it's because a lot of folks believe once you have bottom for somebody, you can no longer call yourself a top. However, once you bottom, then you can call yourself verse too. Clearly, I get it. We live in a patriarchy. Y'all know I don't really love using that word, but it's just a way to describe the system we're in. So they look at it as like, if you do that act, well, that's it for you. You can never be a top again. And I think that's one of the problems. And it's really bottoms, like the pure traditional bottom, who perpetuates this mindset. I don't want my man to be bottoming or bending over for somebody, and I can't fulfill him in that way. So, they kind of just X you out, especially if you say you're versatile. I know we get caught up in these terms and positions, but I feel like the optimized man knows it matters on a certain level, but on another level, it doesn't. From my experience, I've experienced a lot of people only seeing me as a bottom. Mind you, I tend to top more, in my opinion. Like, I feel like mentally, I'm more of a top. However, I do get great pleasure from being stimulated. Now, the thing about being a top is sometimes you can't keep up with being a top. Like, being a top takes a certain level of energy. Your fitness has to be on point. Your mind has to be on point. All of that. You have to be in shape to a certain extent. You have to be mentally sound too. You can go from one situation and be fully erect, fully aroused, and then go to another situation and your mind's not there, and it's a whole different scenario and situation. So I'm wondering, how's everybody a bottom? Because how do y'all have the energy, first of all, to just bottom for hookup purposes? I think bottoming should be for relationships. And this is where I add my dash of patriarchy and my dash of traditional viewpoints. But the thing is, we've been in the shadows for so long, and now that we're coming into the mainstream more, I think it's time we start setting standards. Because if we want marriage and all this type of stuff, then I think it's time we start setting certain standards of how our society should be with us. Like, we don't have to be in the shadows anymore. You don't have to take 100 loads anymore. You can just, save that for your man or something like that. I think bottoming should be for relationships, in my opinion. I think most guys should be more tops, actually. Especially because the work that gets put into it, the work that it takes to prepare, the mental, for me, it's mentally a thing too, because I can't just give my body away to anybody just like that. I know I might come off that way, but I really just wouldn't want to submit to any old body. Now, from what I experience, if you identify as a top, there's loads of options for you. There's lots of guys like, oh, and bring a friend too, why don't you? I want to get banged out by like a bunch as many as I could take today. And I think it's all right to look down upon that. I know that homosexuals, they kind of, like we say, we've been in the shadows and now we're not. And the reason why we've never looked down on that before is because it's part of our culture. It's like, oh, we're cruising, you know, there was no internet. We had to meet up in certain areas and locations, and, you know, and that's part of the culture, and it is. But things are also upgrading and elevating, like, and changing. So it makes me wonder, like, how are y'all just bottoming for a bunch of people? Like, when you identify as a bottom, I feel like it keeps you in a box. It's like, well, I only like to get pleasure from my butt. And I think that's great. You get plenty of pleasure. I could teach you about it. I could teach you how to have a good, orgasm. It's just for you to do that with everybody or with all your hookup partners. I feel like you're really missing out. And I know people say the verse agenda, and it's not so much the verse agenda, it's the oneness agenda. It's the complete human agenda. It's the, well, I'm just because I am this doesn't mean I'm going to do it for everybody. But then at the same time, you're a man too, so you have a lot of sexual energy, but you can't use your back end like it's your front end. Well, you can, but I don't really think you should. And I think that's part of the problem, and that's why a lot of us have commitment issues, because we feel like we can use our back end like the front end. Now, I'm not telling you gotta do anything. I'm not saying tops have to bottom or bottoms have to top. I'm just saying in the future, I think we're moving towards like that complete human. It's not masculine, it's not feminine, it's not top, it's not bottom. It's just a complete full human. And like I said, we're the perfect example for the heterosexual world to show people what a complete human looks like. And for me, it's weird because I know how I'm perceived. People tend to want me to bottom for them. I'm just like, no thank you, no thank you. And I think me being in the triple X world made me have boundaries and standards for my rear end. And I'm trying to pass that knowledge on, especially if you're somebody who wants monogamy. I think you should really start embracing your versatileness. Now it's fun. Okay, if you want to be a top, you just want a top, fine. That's your business. But especially for the guys who bottom out there, notice how I didn't call you a bottom. But for the guys who engage in bottoming, save that. Save that for someone you want to invest into.